In the spirit of Thanksgiving, let's all gather our collections around the table and feast upon all that is good in the hobby. Extol those things that help us do what we do, and give thanks to those that help us do it. I'll begin by pouring the wine and sharing some appetizers with some of my favorite YouTube channels. I'm thankful for Chris Cards, whose Reliable Through the Mail Monday series has been going for years and years. Chris shares all his TTM reconnaissance, gives you addresses, approximate return times, success rates, and lets you know if there's a fee and how much it is. I've sent and received more than 20 TTM autographs now, thanks to Chris Cards, using duplicate cards I've had lying around, not doing anything else. Cheers, Chris. Keep up the good work. I'm also thankful for Vintage Card Curator, who has a wealth of videos breaking down complicated subjects into well-researched and easy-to-follow videos. He has several industry takedowns of grading companies and card doctors and the sleazy relationship between the two. The knowledge available at his channel makes everyone a better collector. His channel has gone a bit dormant of late, so I hope all is well with him. Along the same lines, Chris Sewell, baseball card collector, investor, dealer in that order, is generous and forthright in the behind-the-scenes of dealing. He talks about his wins, but he discusses his losses too. He gives budgets and numbers, and if you meet him in person, like I did at the National this past summer, he's generous of his time as well. Lastly, I'm thankful for the many other channels run by Phillies fans, like Mike O, Ray from Philly, and Alex from Bowman 53. I like dropping by their channels for different takes on the cards that I own, or for insights into the cards that I should own. There are more great channels that I could ever list on one holiday-inspired video, but Thanksgiving is a yearly tradition after all. As everyone gets their drinks and finds a seat at the table, I'd like to give thanks for the 3 local card shops near where I live. Even here in Northwest Arkansas, there are good options for finding cards and sourcing hobby supplies. NWA Sports Cards is the smallest and newest of the 3, but I love how they try to make it so easy and affordable for kids to get into the hobby. Primetime Collectibles is a modern football-focused shop, but their baseball offerings are worth a stop by every now and then. The owner there has donated baseball cards to my charity projects, and he's a stand-up guy. And then there's Cleves, the Aladdin's Cave of baseball cards. Every time I go in with a wish list, no matter how obscure, they just go into the back and come out with the card. Fair prices, knowledgeable staff. A good LCS is hard to find, and I'm thankful for all 3. Now that everyone is seated at the table, we can bring out the food. As the dishes spread out, steam wafting odors here and there, I'm thankful for card show organizers. It's a tough gig and a relatively thankless job, and tricky to make a profit with large liabilities. I have access to 5 card shows in the 100 to 150 table range that run periodically within a 2-hour drive of my house. I know many of you aren't near card shows at all, and that sucks. All it takes is someone with initiative, and maybe next year, that's you. The green bean casserole of baseball cards is definitely junk wax. Cheap ingredients, readily available, easy to find, but somehow kind of delicious. The mashed potatoes of baseball cards are new boxes. Potatoes are bland and need the right amount of salt, butter, and cream to transform into deliciousness. Add enough fancy butter, and a 3-star Michelin restaurant will charge $80 for them. Most new boxes are full of potatoes, in the form of base commons. They will fill you up, but they aren't that tasty. Throw in a few one-of-ones into the packs, a few rookie autos, a heavy dash of parallels, and you can get people to spend hundreds of dollars for mashed potatoes. The stuffing of baseball cards is that 3,000-count box of commons and duplicates that we all have in our closets. A mishmash of ingredients that combine to form something more delicious than any individual ingredient alone. I'd give anybody a card out of my big box of stuffing, but I'd never give up the box for anything. The gravy, the thing that gets smeared all over everything, is penny sleeves and top loaders. At Thanksgiving, you put gravy on everything, and these days, every card, no matter how valueless, goes into a penny sleeve and in a top loader. And that brings us to the turkey. For me, and for so many, the main course is vintage. The older, the better. We all have our different preferences. White meat, dark meat, roasted, deep-fried, brined, buttered, and etc. Me? I like a heritage bird, and that means Old Phillies cards. I'm thankful for the Old Phillies cards because they help me understand what's going on in today's game. When they flash a stat up on the screen that some random thing hasn't happened since Bill Hubble did it in 1923, I can look up that card in my collection and appreciate the game even more. For dessert, my baseball card pie is the Gem Mint 10s Among Us. The 10s in our collection are special. I've got my Gem Mint Bryce Harper rookie collection going. Just 3 slices so far, but with lots of room to keep eating. Finally, I'm thankful for you, dear watcher. Slowly but surely, you have chosen to spend a few minutes a week with me. You are welcome at this table. You are the guest of honor at this feast. I raise my glass to you and yours as we all give thanks for the joys we have in our lives. And when you really think about it, our joys are plentiful. Thanks for watching. I raise a glass to you and yours. Happy Thanksgiving for baseball card stories, legends, and lore.